What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Sidelines Dynasty Football Talk DFS edition. I want to say welcome back and thank you. First week doing this last week, and we had success. We saw ourselves bring in some pretty decent numbers. And then, of course, last night we had Andrew, co-host of the Sideline Squib, bring down the takedown of the Thursday night football mini slate. So we had the DFS team brought down a football NFL mini slate, an MLB mini slate, and we're here to get you into week 2 action. Talk a little football, talk a little DFS. Let's get into this. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. We got a few things on board for today. I like where we're going. Last week we did GPP. Right now we're going to go cash. We're going to go cash game core, and we're going to bring it back again. We're going to run it back 2 weeks in a row. That's what we're shooting for. We're shooting for another green day. So let's jump into a little bit of cash game core for the DFS lineup. All right, guys. So first and foremost, I want to thank you again. We can't do this without you guys. So all of the members out there, the private members, the DFS members, the Sideline Squib members, thanks again for tuning in, hanging out with us, and we're gonna jump into a little bit. So here's our last week's recap. We had a little cash recap last week. These are the lineups that we built online, on air here with you. Both of them were $20 entries. As you can see, we hit on one and missed on the other. So going over what we consider value, remember we talked about this, was salary of the player divided by 1,000 and then times 3. That is what we're going to consider a cash game value. And as you can see, Jimmy G at his price tag came in at 19.26, which was above value. And Josh Jacobs was the best running back on the slate. We had him in every lineup with 3 misses. And DJ Moore, he just missed out. It was a high scoring game that we projected, 34-30. Las Vegas won that game. We had Jacobs on the other side, but just DJ Moore just wasn't involved. Christian McCaffrey was getting bottled up there for a while, and then Robbie Anderson caught the big touchdown. So looks good, but we got some work to do. Hitting 2 out of 3. Hayden Hurst, big letdown. Thought he was coming in, vacated targets out the ass. With Atlanta leading the league in passing attempts, with Austin Hooper gone, and he just didn't put it together. And Matt Ryan put 2 top receivers in Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones on the board. So Joe Mixon, another one, got bottled up. So it looks like we went 1 for 2. We did cash. We $40 worth of entry fees, came away with $150. So let's try to do that again this week. And so here we're going to go. We're going to start off at the quarterback position. Who we like at the quarterback position is going to be Dwayne Haskins, 5,100 on DraftKings, and he's a big time money saver here. With his rushing floor, he gives us that little bit of juice we need at 5,100. We all saw what happened last week against the Philadelphia Eagles, where the Eagles blew a 17-point lead, and Dwayne Haskins stayed calm, stayed collective, and led his team back to victory with the help of his very strong defense. The comeback was huge. It showed me that they have it there. And what I'm excited to see this week is he needs to get Terry McLaurin involved early. If he can get Terry McLaurin involved early, we can really see his value spike tremendously in DFS and in DraftKings. So look for Dwayne Haskins here to have a good week. He's going to come in. All he has to do is fall into the end zone. I mean, he has the legs to do it, guys. All he has to do is get lucky, get a PI in the end zone, and go ahead and pound it in there. What their running back situation is. He may be their best running back. So we're going to go ahead and lock in Dwayne Haskins at the quarterback position for our DK core. On to running back, Ronald Jones for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, $5,200 on DraftKings, and we question, is he getting overlooked? Is Ronald Jones getting overlooked this week because of all the Leonard Fournette? We know what Leonard Fournette is. We know what he can be, but he wasn't involved last week. Ronald Jones looks bigger. He looks stronger, and people are going to be scared that Fournette's going to sooner or later take over that lead back role, and he may. But they're going up against that horrible Carolina defense. Horrible Carolina defense that just got torched by our guy last week, Josh Jacobs, for 139 and 3 touchdowns. So I'm going right back against Carolina here. They were the worst last year. They're starting off to be the worst again this year. I'm going to lock in Ronald Jones, and that gives us some money to spend. 5,100 at quarterback, 5,200 at our first running back. Another cheap price here in Keenan Allen. This is going to be a big slate that hopefully let you fill in the rest of your roster via our articles on sidelinesquib.com, via our members and our staff. Go ahead and check those guys out. We have all the things you need up online to help fill in your roster. And, of course, our platinum membership or our gold and silver membership, our DFS platform membership, where you'll get all of our inside scoop. And I'll give you guys a little sneak peek at the end. So hang around. We'll give you a little sneak peek of what all of our members are getting behind the scenes on sidelinesquib.com. So right here, Keenan Allen, one of my favorite receivers. One of my favorite receivers on this slate. 5,700 on DraftKings. So another cheap target. I'm just putting it on tee for you guys to fill out your lineup with some studs going forward. But he's still that primary receiving threat in LA. It's a great bounce back spot against a shaky secondary of the Kansas City Chiefs. And we all know Kansas City is going to put up points. They're going to be trailing late, which means there's going to be that fantasy garbage time points that Keenan Allen, if he can get back to that possession receiver, it's going to be locked in. He can steal a bunch of points late in the game and kind of sneak you up the rankings there on DraftKings. Between Hunter Henry and Mike Williams, they saw the mass amount of targets and receptions in last week. I think they go back to Keenan Allen here. I think they find him, and I believe Keenan Allen's going to have another big week for us on the DraftKings slate. So three cheap guys to start off with, and look at this. Chris Herndon, only $3,400, guys, on DraftKings. Last week in week 1, he was second on the team in targets, second on the team in receptions, and second on the team in yards, behind the one and only Jamison Crowder, who is now ruled out for week 2. Who else do they have to throw the ball to? They don't have Denzel Mims. They don't have Le'Veon Bell. They don't have Jamison Crowder. I mean, who else is Sam Darnold going to throw the ball to? So at $3,400, I'm going to scoop up Chris Herndon all day, and I'm going to run him out there. He's going to work underneath of him the whole time. I mean, his receptions at this price point, all he has to really do is catch a few balls, and he's going to hit value. And like I said, they don't have anyone. Who they going to run out there? Frank Gore and Kalen Ballage? I'm not buying it. I'm going Chris Herndon. He's going to be the workhorse here. He had a decent week last week that, a bad fumble call pulled him back, kind of dropped his targets down a little bit. So I'm thinking I'm going Chris Herndon here, and we're going to ride him. So, guys, another cheap target here to go after on DraftKings. And our Squib stud of the week is going to be Zeke Elliott, $8,200. Let's spend some money. We saved it in the beginning. He has a great matchup against Atlanta, who's 27th against the running backs. The game script alone leads to carries down the stretch. He's one of the only 3 down backs left in the game. I mean, Tony Pollard looks good, but Tony Pollard only stole what, six touches total last week? Look for Zeke to get another 25 touches again this week and just rack up those points against a very, very bad Atlanta defense, especially against the running backs. So those are going to be our core plays for Sideline Squib and the DFS team here. But I want to jump in a little bit and show you guys what we're working with behind the scenes, so you can see a little bit about what our members see. All right. So our members will get a breakdown of all the DraftKings information that we need. Our DFS team puts together some notes. We have projections. We have GPP value, cash value. We have our Vegas odd, implied, over, under, and the line for that game. All tools of the trade to help you better yourself as a DFS player and to help better yourself against, what may come. Christian McCaffrey, $10,000. Let's just look at this top one here, guys. $10,000 for Christian McCaffrey going up against the Tampa Bay defense. It's Christian McCaffrey. Everybody loves him. He got shut down by Tampa Bay last year. Shut down. I don't like it. Alvin Kamara, shut down. Derrick Henry, shut down. Everyone's getting shut down by Tampa Bay. They have a very, very under-the-radar, good rush defense, and their implied total is only 19. So they're not even – you got to use all of these stats combined to build your lineups, and that's what we're here to show. That's what we're here to do. We got defensive DVOA. We got pass rank, D rank. We got a little bit of everything going on for the running backs, the quarterbacks, and the receiving statistics, along with sneak peek, cash, head-to-head, GPP lineups, all the inside scoop for everything you need over at sidelinesquib.com. And let's go ahead and build a lineup together, guys. So let's start it off. So what we're thinking here, if we're going to start at the quarterback position, we already know who we like. So let's scroll down a little bit. Let's find Dwayne Haskins way down here at 51. All right. Love it. Love what we're seeing there. Love where we're going. And look, here's Ronald Jones, 5,200. Another cheap buy all the way down the slate. And as we keep going, we're going to slide down and slide down. I'm going to give you guys my free play here while we're on it. But Terry McLaurin, I'm definitely throwing a stack of Terry McLaurin in with Dwayne Haskins this week. I think that if Dwayne Haskins is going to put up numbers, he's got to get Terry involved early. And he came up late in the second half, but it's not where we want to be. So let's look for Terry McLaurin to get a bounce back. He's going to bring Dwayne Haskins in against Arizona. High offense. They're going to be on the field a lot. Plug Keenan Allen in, one of our core plays. And let's go ahead and plug in the Herndon dog. The Herndon dog, what was he, 34, I believe? We'll get him in there as well. So that leaves us with a ton of money to work with to fill these last three people. Defense, you can go any way you want. Some people like to go high on San Fran here is kind of a no-brainer. We just talked about the New York Jets not having anybody. So why not just plug? Let's just say we plug the top defense in there. We're still working with $7,000, $6,900 remaining for three players. So let's just see what we have. Let's see what we can work with here. So for $7,000, you can go. Let's say you like Austin Eckler here. Say you like Austin Eckler, you're going to plug him in. You think they're going to have a good matchup in Kansas City. They're going to be losing. We're in that game script we talk about. And you're going to do a little wide receiver running back stack with Keenan Allen. Maybe he catches a bunch of balls out of the backfield. He's trying to keep up. We'll plug him in there. You still have 71 that we're working with. I mean, man, we can go absolutely any way. You got Thielen against Indy. Don't hate it. Don't love it. You can stack up even more and go Atlanta and Dallas and get the opposite side with Zeke Elliott that we're going to have to sneak in here in our flex spot. Let's not forget about our, Squib stud of the week. Bam, we'll plug him right in there. That's $6,000. $6,000 we're working with now. Haskins, McLaurin, Logan Thomas. We all know you're right, Andrew. That's a bad Arizona is versus the tight end. They did bring in Isaiah Simmons, who got beat. He got beat pretty bad last week. So maybe he's going to bounce back as well. But that still leaves us with a lot. I don't hate that there. There's a lot of different ways you can go with the money we're saving. If you're confident in Josh Allen being consistent, John Brown's not a bad play here. Marvin Jones isn't a bad play. We saw the points that Minnesota put up against Green Bay, and you have you got Kenny Galladay out, and another one who's kind of under the radar, T.Y. Hilton. You want to throw T.Y. Hilton in there? Bam. That's a pretty solid looking lineup that we just built on air together. It's looking like Dwayne Haskins, Ronald Jones, Austin Eckler, Terry McLaurin, Keenan Allen, T.Y. Hilton, Chris Herndon, Zeke Elliott, and the 49ers defense. I like it, guys. It's a great spot to be in. We got a lot of cheap plays and a lot that you can fill in. So I want to thank you guys for everything that you guys do, everything we do. It's tough. This situation has been tough. The COVID has been tough, and we put it together. We got the win last week. Andrew got the win last night. He got the takedown Thursday Night Football. The DFS team is out here killing it. We had a takedown in MLB last night as well. The double takedown. You can't beat it. So we're back. Let's get another win. We're going into week 2 strong. Check out the sidelinesquib.com for our articles. Check out for our rankings. And, of course, check out, we just posted, I believe Pot just posted his NFL wagers and sports bets. So go check it out, guys. Cheers to you, and let's get another dub.